is it too early to say that the worst is over in terms of the impact from COVID for UOB, for the rest of the Singapore banks?
Thanks, Linda and Yvonne. Like you said, we just reported 57% improvement in our quarter profit. And if you look at the underlying, they are very strong indicators in our commercial banking activities, probably in wholesale, retail. But I think we also put in cost discipline, and more important is the stable credit outlook. So you're right in the sense that we are benefiting from the gradual economic recoveries as we continue to support our customers in their personal and business needs. So we have seen loans growth, not only on ourselves, across the industry, continue to grow strong. For the retail segment, wealth and AUM soared to record level. And like you mentioned also, credit card fees also remain strong. So these are early indicators that the economic recovery is slowly on its way. Similarly, we see wholesale, strong demand for the financing advisors, restructuring and funding opportunities from corporate credits. So again, that's the other sign of some of those activities and the supply chain coming back. So in a way, it's early days.
I'd like to get your views on how you're intending to grow the business. I know that you say you're optimistic about markets in Southeast Asia in particular. How are you planning to grow there? Are you intending to acquire, for instance, Citi's assets in these markets?
So I think, like we said, our strategy remains intact. Hopefully, the growth in ASEAN, the ASEAN connectivity that we are strong in, will actually allow us to pick up some growth. We all know that certain trends started in 2019, and a lot of those supply chain manufacturers got disrupted in 2020 and 2021. So we are hopeful that by 2022, the acceleration of the trade flows into the China-ASEAN corridor will give us that little bit of benefit. The other part which we have actually announced is the integration of our pure digital platform into the bank. We have noticed that during the pandemic, users are actually accelerating their digital adoption. So you have seen our wealth, and that will give us a big push as the economic recovery goes underway. And quickly to your last question on whether we go by the way of inorganic growth, our stand is that our organic growth footprint probably is intact. We might want to accelerate that, both by working with like-minded business partners, maybe even taking small stakes in them. If there are assets the traditional way, like you said, the Citibank assets, we remain interested, provided that pricing and the customer fit is in there. So yes, we remain interested, and we'll see the outcome of those assets.
Well, if I just want to be clear, you're interested still in the Citi's assets, right?
That's right.
Okay. I just want to ask about your current capital level. Would you be able to fund these acquisitions, or are you going to have to do a little bit more fundraising?
I think we're comfortable. Singapore Banks has very high capital level for a long time. So we have used that, and we are really comfortable that even with the Citi assets, if we are successful or whatever, our organic strength can actually take it, because it is good assets. They are earning assets. Okay, unlike previous acquisitions, this is good quality assets, and we hope that if we are successful, like we said, it will be productive in a very short time.
I was going to ask you about China as well. We've seen your rivals like DBS, OCBC, they've partnered with Chinese firms for wealth management in the Greater Bay Area. Is that something that UOB is looking to do moving forward?
Okay, unlike my two competitors, I don't have very big retail strength because we don't have a local subsidiaries, big local subsidiaries. So our focus really is the flow. Okay, the flow out to this part of the world, the Greater China flow. We will tap some of the regional wealth coming out, but not in a big way, because we see some of those engagement of customers, especially our SME customers in their own private life. They want to have some of those investments. Those we will support. But like I say, our big focus is in the corporate space, where we hope that the Greater China ASEAN trade flow corridors will start to open up in a more aggressive way.
Your competitors like DBS have been hiring. Are there hiring plans for 2022, for instance? And in what areas?
I think you touched on a very sore point, right? Today, talent is actually in such short demand. So looking at all the accelerated growth that we are putting in, we definitely need to bring in people. So the usual suspect, people who are good in technology development, people who are familiar with the data space, and probably for us, even in the compliance space. So I think we will go and look at various sources to get this intact. Besides the traditional headhunters, it doesn't work anymore because a lot of those where the supply is actually lower than the demand, right? The demand is not only from banking sector itself. So those are the things that we are looking at,
right,
including growing our own timber.